Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another episode of Build-A-Figure. This is basically a series where we create our own figures. I mean, most of the time we're starting off with stock stuff and we do kit bashes and we look at custom head sculpts and whatnot. Today we're doing something similar, but I've got something very specific in mind. Ever since I saw Ewan in this outfit at the end of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, I knew I had to recreate it in 1/6 scale. I mean, come on, this scene?
Hello there.
Say what you will about the show, it was awesome. The hello there, like I said, getting this outfit in live action, I never thought it was going to happen. The Sideshow people who made this piece, who came up with the concept originally first in 1/5 scale, I think it was, with the Mythos statue, then in 1/6 scale, then in 1/4 scale. Seeing their work come to life on screen would have been freaking awesome. I can only imagine how that feels, but Hot Toys, in their infinite wisdom, decided not to make this look in 1/6 scale. Instead, this is what we got. Only this. For a show called Obi-Wan Kenobi, we only got one Obi-Wan. If there is a character to double dip on in an Obi-Wan show, it's got to be Obi-Wan, right? I mean, this DX26 is a solid piece. I like the head sculpt, the accessories, the outfit is accurate. And if you're only making one Obi-Wan from the show, then you go with the one that fights Darth Vader. But I was expecting a Toy Fair exclusive announcement where they gave us that Mythos look. It never ended up happening. So this is my plan. I don't know if it's going to work yet. We will sure as shit find out in a moment when we get started, but you never really know with customs until you start to assemble stuff, and then you can see if parts are cross-compatible between different manufacturers' products. Sometimes you luck out, and other times not so much. But anyway, step one in this process for me was to grab a second DX26. You might be thinking, Justin, why? You've got a DX26 right behind you in the cabinet. Surely you could have used that one for this custom. I thought about it, but then what if Hot Toys gives us their own Mythos Obi-Wan and I need the stock one to do a comparison with the new one? Or we get Fifth Brother or a different Inquisitor. I couldn't chance it. I need to leave that one as stock. Grabbed a second DX26. This is already turning out to be a pretty expensive custom, but the next step, Sideshow Mythos Obi-Wan, we need the outfit and some of the accessories. The body, this was the second release, so for some reason they made a running change between the first batch and the second batch. They switched from double bend elbows, which is superior, always, to single bend. Apparently that was for durability. I don't buy it. Sounds like complete rubbish, but this body, not long for this world, which is fine, because chances are getting the Hot Toys head sculpt to properly connect to the Sideshow body, it wouldn't really work. Also, Sideshow's quality being what it is, I'm going to need to do some minor repairs. The lightsaber broke, and also his gaffy stick, but let's get started, switch to the light box, and start breaking down the DX26 and the Sideshow Mythos Obi-Wan. I was hoping to keep this budget-friendly build. If you are following along, if you already have a DX26, I do not recommend picking up a second one. It's so unnecessary. I just wanted to save myself the hassle of having to undress and redress my DX26 every time I needed him for a future video. Now, I simply don't have to do that. Can we talk about the prices of these things? Because they're going crazy. $4.99? Come on! This isn't even really a DX. No secondary head sculpt, no secondary outfit option, no secondary body, very few hands, very few accessories, and the diorama base is mostly reuse except for the floating rocks. I've got no idea where they got the price tag of $4.99 from. And that's Australian dollars, not USD, but still, really freaking expensive. Anyway, I won't harp on about the price I paid because most people aren't going to be interested in that. I won't be using those rocks, so maybe I can sell them and recoup some of the cost I paid for this. But first or second in-hand impressions for DX26, Still happy with the sturdy body and the proportions and the head sculpt. This is going to be a very solid base for the new Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series Mythos piece. Okay, I'm getting pretty excited. Now we're cooking. This is everything that we need to assemble this piece. Starting from left to right, the display base is optional. You can go with the Hot Toys base or the Sideshow base. Either one will work. I decided to go with the Hot Toys Jawa base just because there's no nameplate. It's relatively compact and the sandbank up front is quite visually interesting. It's not going to look like really any other base in my collection, or at least on the shelf, and it's already Tatooine themed. Then DX26, we need the head sculpt and the body from this. Sideshow Mythos Obi-Wan, hands, boots, outfit, accessories, but not the goggles. Mythos lightsaber hilt, because we need that D-ring so it's compatible with the Sideshow belt. The Hot Toys one has a CoverTech wheel. And the hands, yeah, I'm nervous that the wrist pegs won't be compatible with the Hot Toys body. I'll have to file them down, or the Hot Toys wrist pegs won't be compatible with these hands. I'll just have to try it, I suppose. The goggles, I cannot tell you how long I labored over trying to find show-accurate goggles. These are the Sideshow Mythos ones. They're not accurate to what they used in the show for some reason. They didn't make custom goggles that look like this, even though Sideshow came up with this design for Obi-Wan in the first place. I found these goggles that are show accurate, already have the tinted lenses, and they're weathered in an accessory tub. I don't know which figure they came with. They were just randomly sitting there by themselves. You can try and find something on eBay or AliExpress. I looked for ages on those websites, just scrolling and scrolling pages of 1/6 scale goggles. I could not find anything. I'm so glad that I already had these, and they're very close to being show accurate, so that is a massive win for this project. What we're going to do now is remove the outfit from Mythos Obi-Wan, then do the same for DX26. You might be wondering how on earth you do that. Well, step 1 is to remove the head sculpt so we can protect it. Then all of the tertiary bits and pieces, like the backpack and also his macro binoculars. I don't normally do this stuff on camera, but in the spirit of transparency, we may as well. The cloak, that comes off relatively easily. I'm not sure about the belt though. It looks like it's stitched on or just glued in place, breaking that glued seal. It's fine, I can fix it later. Then a press stud for the belt. That's going to come off relatively easily as well, sliding the arms back. Removing the hands, just regular wrist pegs, Sideshow ones. So we get wrist pegs with each and every single hand. Press studs, 2 press studs for the front part of the tunic. Taking that off. This outfit is more layered than I was expecting, actually. Feet come off easy as, same thing with the boot guards. Then we can ditch the pants, and the inner shirt, that isn't held in place at all. It's just sitting there. So this body, single bend elbows, and it's a really muscular but lean body. It was never right for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now we've got this mess of clothing. We need a body and a head sculpt to pair it all with. Enter the DX26. He's looking a bit ragged right now. The outfit is not in a good state because, spoiler alert, I've already been messing around with it, but removing the hands and the head sculpt, straightforward. I still cannot stand those new clip mechanisms for attaching head sculpts to bodies. I wish they'd go back to the regular old double ball pegs, but I don't think that's going to happen. At least his belt was not attached with super glue, instead Velcro, same thing with the cummerbund Velcro. Then the outer tunic, multiple spots with Velcro, the inner shirt, 2 Velcro patches, then the undershirt. I never knew it was this weathered. Like, there's weathering all over it. Normally Hot Toys doesn't weather fabric, but for DX26, they absolutely covered the undershirt in dirt and grime. Now that I'm seeing the body without the outer layers on, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the padding or not. We'll just have to wait and see. So the pants, they were straightforward to remove, but now we've got the padding underneath where the pants used to be and a strap connecting the shirt front and back. That means I might have to cut that stitch section to be able to remove this shirt. Nope, spoke too soon. All you have to do is slide the shirt off inside out like that. Then you can remove it and preserve the strap underneath the crotch area. So if you were to ever put that stuff back on, then the shirt would function as it did stock originally. I've already started putting it together, and so far so good. The outfit fits the body well. I was worried it wouldn't, but sleeves just the right length with enough excess fabric to cover up the wrist pegs, and the pants, they sit tight on the body, but there is a problem. It's not all smooth sailing. Of course, this is a custom. Something was bound to go wrong. The boots, they are not compatible with the stock Hot Toys ankle connectors. I don't know how to thicken up the ball joints for the ankles to get these to properly connect, because that's my one thing with customs. I don't like relying on blue tack or other cheap methods of attaching stuff to figures. I like everything to be connected properly in a tactile way. That means it's not going to fail if I've got this guy in a pose where there's some pressure being put on the ankle joints. Problem solved. All I had to do was fill the ball joint holes with hot glue, then connect them up to the Hot Toys ball pegs. After the glue cools down, it forms like a proper ball joint receiver, and now I still get plenty of range at the ankles, and the boots are sturdy and well connected. Now the question is, do I go with or without the robe? It's more screen accurate with, but the proportions, they're looking really solid without. Oh my word, he looks good. He's looking like $1,000,000. I've got the boot guards on, the belt is glued in place, all of the outfit elements are there, including the hands. All I had to do was heat them up, remove the stock Sideshow wrist pegs because they wouldn't fit in the Hot Toys forearms, then install the Hot Toys wrist pegs. They are fully compatible, not an issue, not like the boots. The goggles needed a strap, I sorted that out, and my one takeaway at this stage is, look at the proportions. Obi-Wan actually has a neck. With the DX26, his outfit was thick and it rode up very high on the neck. It made him look like he didn't have one. So while it might sound sacrilege to say this, I'm sounding like I'm tooting my own trumpet, I'm sure, I'm starting to prefer this piece over the DX26. Dude, it wasn't even that hard to do, and I am so chuffed at the end of this video with how this turned out. If you've got DX26, if you've got Sideshow Mythos Obi-Wan, and you are considering putting this look together, just do it. I reckon you'll be able to accomplish this no problem. The most difficult things about this, hot gluing the double ball pegs into the boots, but even that isn't really challenging, and heating up the gloves. Like, the barrier to entry is extremely low as long as you have these two pieces. Do I recommend buying 2 figures to then kit bash into one? No, but I mean, you could do it. I did it, and like I said, I am so happy with how this thing turned out. Will it be going on my Obi-Wan shelf? 100%. Now, let me know what you think of this down in the comments, and this hybrid way of filming Build-A-Figure episodes. Usually I'm not on camera for these, but I thought I'd give this a go, and I'm curious to hear if y'all think this worked out. Once again, down in the comments. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as brand new content goes live, and if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.